Hello, it's Nigel Seeley here from Premier Sports Plays. It's another weekend of EPL action. It's a smaller card than usual this week because of the FA Cup semi-finals and some varying kickoff times. So have a look around for your kickoff times, some early kickoffs, some late kickoffs due to the funeral of His Royal Highness Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh. We're going to start off tonight. The first game starts off. It's Everton against Tottenham. This game here is a game for me that really doesn't inspire much confidence either way. Both sides have been very inconsistent in recent weeks. Everton in particular at home with some shock defeats against some sides that you would expect them to win. You would look at it and you think there'd be goals. If you look at the statistics, Tottenham are unbeaten in 16 of their last 17 matches against Everton. Tottenham have seen both teams to score in 4 of their last 5 games, and Everton have seen both teams to score in 60% of their home matches so far this season. But I wouldn't be so confident because I think it's one of those games that could be 4-4, it could be 0-0. The one thing I would say, the only person who I believe on the pitch who will really be up for the fight tonight is Harry Kane. He's bidding to be the Premier League top goal scorer, and in his pursuit with Mo Salah to be the Golden Boot winner, I think if you can get anything bigger than even money, Harry Kane to score at any time this evening. Remember, he's on penalties, he'll take free kicks, and he will be right up to the challenge of scoring goals. I think Harry Kane to score at any time is the best way to play on that. Moving on to Saturday, and there is only 2 games. The first game is an early kickoff between Newcastle and West Ham. Newcastle 3 weeks ago gave themselves no hope of Premier League survival. They were not scoring goals. They had all kinds of problems, but now they're looking good. They've got their 2 best players back from injury, and they look a completely different side. West Ham have, for me, been the best team in the Premier League this season. The surprise package, and if they make the Champions League, I think manager David Moyes deserves to be the Premier League manager of the season. The one thing I think they're here is goals. Amazingly, really, when you think about Newcastle matches and how many times we've got unders in those games, but I think there's goals in this game, and I like both teams to score. Available now at -120. That has been heavily bet on in the last couple of days, but I think both teams will score, I think, goals in Newcastle, West Ham. The evening game is Wolves against Sheffield United, and I don't really think there'll be many goals in this match. Sheffield United have been absolutely terrible this season, probably the worst team ever to be in the Premier League on their season performances. They're only 14 points of the season. They've lost 13 of their 15 road matches. And although Wolves have nothing to play for, I think there's a little bit of value in the Wolves price here at around about -136. Wolves haven't had the greatest of seasons, but they did get a last-minute winner in their last game against Fulham, which was a huge confidence boost. And the way they celebrated it, it would appear that they still have something to play for this season. I think Wolves will win this game. I think Wolves are probably one of the better bets on the Premier League coupon. And at -136, I will be betting Wolves to beat Sheffield United, and another 3 points for Wolves and another disappointing defeat for Sheffield United. On to Sunday, start off with a London derby, Arsenal against Fulham. Arsenal were absolutely fantastic last night in their win against Slavia Prague, but how much has that taken out of them, and how much motivation have they got for a London derby against Fulham? Fulham are fighting for their life at the bottom of the table, and Arsenal, everything hinges on the Europa League now. Arsenal are clear favourites for the game at -120, but I wouldn't bet them. Likewise, I wouldn't bet Fulham either. Fulham have to go out. The last game they played was a 0-0 draw. A 1-0 loss. But they have to now find a way of scoring goals. I think they'll take the game to Arsenal, and I think there could be some goals in this game as well. A typical end-of-season match. I'm going to go for over 2.5 goals, but I wouldn't be backing Arsenal at the minus money. Manchester United host Burnley in the game at 4 o'clock UK time, 12 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Eastern. And I think Manchester United here again are a short price favourite. They're -250. They've also played in the Europa League. Admittedly, it was at home. Admittedly, they rested a few players, but Burnley have been a bogey time for Manchester United over the years. Burnley have been a bit more expansive offensively in the last few weeks, scoring a few goals. I would expect Manchester United to edge this, but I really wouldn't bet them with much confidence. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer may rotate with his team lineup here, but I think Man United may just get the job done. But I think it might be a close one. So I'm going to go for under 2.5 goals. I expect Manchester United to probably win it 1 or 2 goals to nil. And moving on to Monday, the final game of the Premier League slate this weekend is Leeds against Liverpool. Leeds absolutely buzzing after beating champions-elect Manchester City last week at the Etihad. Liverpool dumped out of European football by Real Madrid. and not looking like scoring goals. The good thing for Liverpool is this game isn't at Anfield, where they are really finding it hard. It's away from home at Ellen Road. But the bad thing is Leeds have been absolutely fantastic in the big games against the top clubs. They played each other in the opening day of the season. It was a classic game, 4-3 to Liverpool, where Leeds dominated and had more possession. I think, again, we're going to expect goals here. I think Liverpool will finally get the shackles off their goal-scoring blues, and I think they'll take the game to a Leeds side who will relish the opportunity to pit their wits against the champions of England. I fancy goals, and I think both teams will score. So they're the games, just 6 games this weekend in the Premier League. On Friday, tonight, I'm going to go for Harry Kane to score any time against Tottenham in his pursuit to be the Premier League top goal scorer. On Saturday, my best bet would be Newcastle and West Ham, both teams to score yes, and also I like Wolves to beat Sheffield United. On Sunday, I think the 2 games are very tricky. I've got a couple of leans for Arsenal and Fulham, both teams to score an over 2.5 goals, and Manchester United to win a 1 or 2-0. And on Monday, I'm going for Leeds and Liverpool, both teams to score. If you want to follow me, you can do on Twitter at Seeley_Nigel. Good luck with all your bets and stay safe, and we'll speak again next week.